2024, and we are live. What is going on, everybody? Happy New Year. Welcome back.
What up, deadheads? Sorry, it's
yes.
we're back.
Yes, we're back. Episode 40 in 2024, January 21st. Feels good to be back, man. Feels very, very good to be back, and I'm excited to be here with you guys, and I know Jan is as well. Jan, how's it been going, brother?
Well, it's been going, fairly good, I'd say. Starting the year strong, I think. I'm pretty sure. I already told this to Dylan, but I've actually started writing articles about games for the newspaper I'm working for. It's a small newspaper. Nobody's gonna read that, but the fact that they actually are publishing me, it feels pretty nice. It feels a pretty big stepping stone. So yeah, and that was a New Year's resolution to try to get my own column. And so I got that. That's one out of the bucket list already.
Yeah.
And I feel great. Also, mostly just playing games, staying at home with a shitty ass weather. I'm having a good time. What about you?
That's good, man. I've told, me and Jan have talked about his endeavors before privately. Just want to tell you again, man. Super cool, man. I mean, look, there's going to be people definitely. There will be someone out there reading that stuff, and I'm sure they'll be really appreciative of that. I know newspaper, articles, things like that are not exactly the norm when it comes to getting information, but all in all, man, that's cool. You'll have your own words on print. That's pretty awesome.
Imagine that. It is awesome. Thank you.
So congratulations, man. I've been good. As you guys mostly know, people who are new to the channel might not know, but I know Jan knows. I am going to be a father. Early August, late July. We're not too sure yet.
That sounds so early, dude.
Yeah, the baby will come soon. So I'll be a dad. Found that out a few weeks ago. So that comes with its own territory, but I'm pretty excited about it, and just kind of get everything ready for that. Which we've already been buying some things, but I've been trying to tell my wife, listen, slow down. It's okay. We'll have people buying us stuff. We got a registry. We'll see what we can do, and then we'll get the rest. And even if we do get a bunch of stuff, we're not going to have nearly enough for the baby. So we will get there. We will get everything we need. So we've been doing that. Just like y'all, and I've been playing a lot of games. Can't wait to get into some of the stuff that we've been checking out. We've even checked out some of The Last of Us, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, which I have right here. Not opened yet. Opened. I haven't opened it. I upgraded my my Part 2, the digital buy that I had. I went ahead and upgraded that like a couple days ago. Well, whenever it dropped. I got this
midnight, midnight.
Yeah. So I more have got that for unboxing for the channel, and I was telling Jan, I wasn't able to get Part 1.
The Firefly edition.
The Firefly edition for that, and I'm really disgusted about it because this is a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. So I would have loved to have Part 1 and Part 2 remastered.
Back to back, one has the white box, one on the black box.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. So that's too bad, but we've been playing a lot of games, and then get ready for this baby. Got a lot of stuff going on at work, but it feels good to be back. Honestly, the year didn't feel right until we came back to the Deadhead Podcast. Have an exciting year. We have a lot of, me and Jan just sat down, playing out a few episodes. We're going to have guests every month, probably for the next 6 months. So things are looking good, exciting stuff. And please, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, subscribing to all of our socials, our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget Apple Podcasts. We have up to episode, I want to say 23 on Apple Podcasts. I'm working through those right now. They're just taking a while to upload. So eventually we'll have all the up-to-date episodes, but it's just going to take some time. So until then.
Hey, Dylan, you might want to check your mic. I noticed that it switched at some point.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. Okay, now it sounds better.
I might have been away from it a little bit. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, we're on Apple Podcasts. So, but it's taken a while to get all the episodes on there. But if you are listening to us on there, I appreciate it, checking us out, and hopefully you're listening to us on the way to work or something of that nature. So, but yeah, with that being said, man, so New Year's resolutions. I like to, if you can't, I'd like to get you to indulge me on that. New Year's resolutions. You told me that, so you said one of your New Year's resolutions was to have some print, right? To be able to have your words on a page. Now, what are some other New Year's resolutions you've been working on?
Well, one is kind of redundant, but I felt like I should still, make it.
Mhm.
And that's finally graduating. I feel like I've been talking about graduating on this channel for like what, at least a year.
That's a long
This year
time,
is
yeah.
this year is finally happening. It's finally happening. I won't be done with school yet after it, but just getting at least one of those in the bag would feel nice. So
Mhm.
that's the second one. And another one was to actually, I'm not actually, I think that, getting my little column in the newspaper is not enough. I'm actually writing a novel. It's something,
Hey.
ever since I was like a kid, people have been telling me how much creative I was, how much different from other girls I was and all that. And how much I should, invest that creativity of mine. And I did try here and there, but I was always very dissatisfied with what I did. Partly because it was actually trash, and partly because partly because I thought it was trash, partly because I was right. It was actually trash, right?
Mhm.
But I got a lot of experience over the years. Of course, it won't amount. It won't be even close to the experience that I'll get by actually doing it. But I feel like I've read a lot of different kind of written media, and I think they got me far. And also, I have a lot more what do you call self-esteem, right? So I feel like I could actually write something and look at it a bit more objectively, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, watch out for that. And I mean, those are the big ones, honestly. What get an 8-pack that's on there.
Yes,
Got 100 more plats,
yeah. Oh, you'll definitely get that. I mean, especially with your
Yeah,
track
right.
record. Yeah, you'll definitely get that. And you know what sucks about that? Just to get off on that tangent for a second,
Let's hear it.
I kind of hate you in a way.
Oh
I
my
kind of
god.
hate you. The reason why is because of you. I am now like, if I think I can do the platinum in a game, I will try it, and I hate myself
Ooh.
for it because now it's like I don't know, like it's not. I don't know. It's something satisfying about getting that
Right.
platinum. That now it's something I want that feeling. I want that feeling of getting it,
It's
and
like a drug, dude.
yeah, and so, but the thing about it is, it's like it's so gosh dang annoying. I don't want to do it, but like I'm so close. Like for instance, the
That's a
Last of Us,
16. Oh
like
my god.
the Last of Us Part One. Like I've beaten that game several times, but I never really tried to find all the Firefly tokens.
Pendants, yeah.
Appendants, yeah. I did so leading up to Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I got into this big Last of Us mood, obviously. And I was like, well, I'm gonna boot up the Last of Us again, just kind of play a little bit of it. I was like, you know what? I was pretty close on these Firefly pendants. Let me see if I can find all of them. I did. I did. But that was
The guide,
hard
right?
as shit. That was so damn hard. Like I do not want to do that anymore. That was
Wait, did you
not
do
fun.
it? Did you use a guide or?
I had to use a guide for some of them, but I was really
Yeah.
trying to find them myself.
Uh,
And honestly, I have to pat myself on the back a little bit. I was able to find a few of them without the guide. But then I had I think I had like what is it 30 altogether. I think I had to find.
something
I
like that, yeah.
I think I had already had like 17 to 20 already just from playing the game a few times. So I only had like 10 left, but man, that was like such a pain in the freaking ass. They're so small. They're so small, and like you have to look for the little glimmer. Most of them are like
Mm-hmm.
hanging from like spotlights and things like that. And it's just, oh man, it was just not, I was not having fun. I did it though. I
Dude,
will say that.
dude, I'm gonna tell you, it's commendable that you even tried to go at them without a guide. I mean, like a veteran like me, you just as soon as you see a collectible, boom, you pop a guide online. You don't even question it, right? So yeah, hats off. And
Well, well, look, I didn't think they'd be that difficult, but man, it's like you'd be surprised on how easy you can miss them because
oh yeah.
I feel like I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure you're probably a lot like me, considering you do platinum a lot of these games. Like I try to search everything. If there's a
Mm-hmm.
drawer to be searched, I search it. If there's a door to be opened, I open it. Like it's. I feel like I'm that kind of guy. Like I'll have my. If I let's say there's like another AI with my character, they'll be like, "Are you coming? What's taking so long?" It's and they'll say that like 15
Right.
times because I'm looking for shit, and
Of
yet I
course. Yeah,
still
yeah,
and yet I still missed all the ones that I did. You know,
yeah.
it's hard to
Yeah, I
believe.
don't know how people do it. like people come up with these guides like day one. As soon as the game is released, they publish a guide online. Well, I know they
Mhm.
probably got to play it, like 5 days in advance, and they got a review
Mhm.
copy and all, but it's still
Yeah.
insane how they managed to find those.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was trying to see like how far I was to getting the platinum for The Last of Us Part 1. And like I wasn't that far. I was like, man, optional
Yeah, that's an easy
conversations.
plat. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like optional conversations. Oh, I can do that. So I started doing that and I was just like, I don't know, like I immediately got bored. I was like, man, I just want to kill some I just want to kill some clickers, man. I just want to fight. And I don't know, like that's just like we'll get more into like the gaming part of the show here in a little bit, but I was like, man, it's like I really want to have fun and I just don't feel like I'm having fun. It's like but I hate that because since doing this show with you and really like talking to you on a regular basis, like I really want to start doing it because I get pretty close. Always get pretty close no matter what game I play. It's always those few that I don't get. And now it's like almost every game I play now, I have the platinum somewhere in the back of my mind. And sometimes it won't take me till after I beat the game. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me go back and see if I can get it. Just like Final Fantasy 16 took me 6 months to get. I mean, look how long it took me to get that. But it's just because I took a break, then I came back to it, took a break, came back to it. I did finally get it. But man, that was a pain in the ass. So anyway, sorry, I won't try to change the subject too much. It was just like I sometimes
so
I
good.
hate you. I hate you for that because you've kind of
Yeah,
bled
for
that on
dragging
to
you
me.
into the rabbit
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard, man. I commend you that you're able to do that with every game because I don't know if I could do it for every game. Every game I play, I can't.
Well, it comes with a territory. Comes with
Yeah,
it really does.
yeah, you're a
But
freaking beast, man. You're a beast.
stop it.
But going back to New Year's resolutions. So yours was the column 8-pack abs,
Yeah, that's right.
100 platinums. And
Right?
what was the
Graduating.
actual? Yeah. The more real. Well, no, look, all of them can be realistic if you put your mind to it, man. All of them
Dude,
can be realistic.
you'll be surprised. I'm gonna be sending you, pictures from my summer vacation, and your jaw will just unclench. You'll be like a YouTube thumbnail, dude.
Yeah, dude, how bad are those, man? I hate
God, they're
people that do
terrible.
that, dude. I
There's
hate it.
some.
Why?
I think they've been around for so long that now I'm starting kind of to feel. But not, I don't like them, but it feels like some sort of. They're almost what do you call it? They're familiar, You're close
Yeah.
to home. You see a shitty thumbnail like that, you're like, oh man, I love this site. Now I'm home.
The thing about that. The thing about that is, Jan. Though, when I see that on YouTube, I don't want to watch the video.
Same
It
here.
makes
Yeah.
me not want to watch it. Like I'm
Well,
on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
I was just gonna say, I mean, it kind of gives you an idea of the philosophy of the content creator, right? If he's
Mhm.
gonna stoop that low, you can assume there's gonna be similar shenanigans like that in the video. So yeah, I also kind of abstain from those.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
There's well, I was gonna say there's only like a couple thumbnails that I have on YouTube currently, and I never do that crazy stupid face that actually has my face in the that, like, what the hell is
Yeah.
that, like, but I've only done like a few thumbnails that actually have my face in the thumbnail, and like I rarely ever do it anymore because it's like I don't feel like taking a picture every time I go to make a thumbnail. I just don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
That is weird. Yeah.
What do you just have stock? Just have stock images of yourself online or something?
I mean, and if you're not gonna use the surprise face, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be like, I don't know, just you hanging around the corner, like
Yeah.
like what?
Right. How many times can I
Makes sense.
take the? Yeah, right. How many times can I take the same picture? Right. Like with those guys, yeah, they do the head over the hands over the head. They do the like. I've seen.
That.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I thought I was kind of being a douche, man. When I see people when creators have those faces in their thumbnails, I don't click on the video. I just don't. I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Same.
But anyway, yeah, talking about New Year's resolutions, man. One of mine
Let's hear it.
that I'm currently working on because not just from being a dad side of things, but to get kind of serious on you. One of the things that I did a lot of times when I was like flustered or I was angry about a situation, I tend to let my emotions do the talking and not let my mind or my heart do it. In a sense that I guess like emotions kind of go with your mind, obviously, but like what I'm saying is like I used to handle situations with a lot of trying to think of the right word, like a lot of passion, I guess, right?
Very, very
Like you know how,
restless, do you mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know
Um,
how like when we're talking about video games or we're talking about The Last of Us, right? We're talking about The Last of Us TV show and how
mhm.
I think it's pretty weak compared to the game. You know, it's still my opinion. And I remember getting really passionate on the show about that because it's something that I love. I love this franchise so much. I want to see it done justice. Which, by the way, there's been some new news for that as well. For the Last of Us Part Two TV show, which I don't really care, but you know we can talk about it whatever some point. But anyway, I get really passionate about things that I really love. I love The Walking Dead. I love great video games. Red Dead Redemption is my favorite franchise of all time. I can get passionate about that kind of thing. And there's fun to show passion, like compassion and a lot of emotion for that. But I was showing emotion a lot like when I was angry, I wanted myself to be seen that I was angry. You know, like I not like where I'm bashing the walls in or really like slamming my fist on the table, but it was just like I would get so angry and the like my cursing would get so bad. Like I would say every curse word of the book. I was like I could feel like my heart like hurting because I would get so angry about things. So one thing I'm trying to do this year is trying to show like not show emotion, but just kind of like not be emotional with my decision making and not being emotional when things come up that may not always be ideal. You get what I'm saying? Just try to treat things better in a sense that let's think before I speak. Let's think before I lose my shit because at the end of the day, that doesn't do anything. And I don't ever want, it comes down to you. I don't want you. I don't want my coworkers. I don't want my wife. I don't want any of you guys seeing an angry guy and being like, I can't talk to this guy or he's a cancer to be around. And I'm not saying anybody felt that way, but it's just, for me personally, I really want to work on like showing emotion, but in a healthy way, if that makes sense. Like really trying to contain my emotions and not try to lash out because I'm irritated or angry. I felt like I was doing that a lot, whether it be to my wife. I didn't. It's not like a bad talk to my wife or anything, but you know, I get really pissed, really pissed
Mhm.
about stuff. There's nothing that I can do. There's nothing. Sometimes things just happen in life, and you have to let it happen and I just want to do better, like controlling my emotions and not being emotional when making decisions and the things I say. If that makes sense, I know it's kind of long winded, but do you get what I'm
That
saying?
makes sense. Yeah, pretty much, have some restraint, right?
Yeah,
Rationalize a bit more when it comes to decision making. Yeah, I think that's healthy. I think that's a good one.
yeah,
Man,
yeah. So
man, I think you beat
that's
me to it.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's just something I've like. You know, you can. What's really strong is when you notice that when you have a problem and you're more than willing to do make the necessary adjustments to fix it. I think that's very healthy. And so I realized that I had an issue with my emotions and that I need to be better. Like so I had someone close to me tell me actually one of the reasons why I made this a New Year's resolution was because of a guy that was pretty close to me. I've known him for years and I called him about a situation and I was really upset. I wasn't like crying, but I was just like, you know, this mother, you know, cussing really bad about whatever was going on. It was just a situation that was going on. I was just really mad. And he told me and he said, man, listen, you have to stop. Because I was losing it. I was
Oh,
losing my
damn.
shit. I was really mad.
Right.
And he told me, like, listen, you've got to stop using emotion for everything that happens in your life. You got to stop thinking emotionally when handling a problem. Sometimes things are the way they are, and you have to just adjust and move on or find a way to fix it. I was like, okay, you know, that's good advice. So
Fair enough, huh?
I'm trying to take it. So that's what I'm going to work on this year. That's honestly a big one for me. That's a big one that I'm going to try to do this year.
Oh, yeah, I mean, changing ourselves is the hardest thing, but it's true what you said. Knowing is hard to have the battle. So, but I gotta tell you, dude. I think when it comes to decision making and shit like that, it makes sense, to show some restraint, be rational about it. But
Mhm.
when it comes to expressing these emotions that just come out of you, right?
Mhm.
When you hear like distressing news and crap like that, I don't know. Maybe there's other stuff you can do, right? Some sort of God, I'm missing the word in English, but it's like, kind of let it out, right?
Mhm.
I don't know, like a cliche when he's painting, crap like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah. Get expressive. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah, do something, right? It doesn't have to be expressive. It just gotta be, instead of like shouting and cussing, you go do that. It can be fucking anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just making molds out of mud. I don't know. Making freaking.
No, that's a good point. I mean, anything like that. I honestly, one thing that I like to do is I know when we took a break from the show, as you guys know, we took a little break from the show around the holidays, like we've been doing for goodness, it's crazy, man. This is our third
2
year.
years.
This
Yeah.
is we're on our third year, but yeah, 2 years now. And it I will say, man, it's we've gotten to the point where this feels so part of the curriculum that when we
Hmm.
didn't have it, I felt like it was something missing. You know what I mean? Like it's having these scheduled episodes, whether it be just us talking about games or we have a guest and we're talking about whatever they got going on or whatever. I felt so out of sync. And doing things like this really helps with that because honestly, it gives me something to look forward to, it gives me an out to not like to be angry and really, to lash out on anybody like on camera here, but really just to express myself in a way, like doing any kind of content, doing the show. That's one reason why I didn't stop making content on the Deadhead 96 channel. It was mostly because doing that really helped me get by with things that were going on. I mean, like I was telling Jan about it. I'm not sure if you guys know. I might have said it on our last episode of the podcast, but I had to pay recently $2,200 to fix my car. I just got this car. I've only had it for a year. It's a 2020. Okay, so it's a fairly new vehicle, and I've already had to make a $2,200 purchase to put it back on the road. Um, that hurt. That hurt a lot. I mean, I was not in a good spot. I mean, we did okay. We made the right adjustments to get ready for this, but yeah, I needed some soul searching, and that's why, like in a way, I wish we would have taken the break, but I'm glad we did because I feel more than refreshed to get ready for the year. But I did really miss the Deadhead podcast, and I hope that you felt the same way, Jan. I hope you guys who are returning to watch the
Oh
show,
man.
you guys feel the same way.
Yeah, dude, it was terrible during the holidays. Like I would just, talk about video games all the time. Talk about, little nitpicks I got, and nobody was listening. It was terrible.
Right, right, yeah,
So yeah, I know
yeah.
I did miss this big time. Miss hearing your voice. Miss that. Miss this huge studio. This negative space we
Yeah,
talked to.
I know, yeah, I know. It's huge. It's huge over there. Yeah, no, I did miss it, and it's funny. We got this. I don't usually talk about work too much on the channel, but we just hired a guy where I'm at now, and I was kind of being cordial with him. I was talking to him about work stuff. You know how it starts. Very
Okay.
cordial,
The
and I
rookie,
was like,
right?
so he let it out that he liked to play video games, and I was like, okay, all right. So all right, and immediately my heart
And then he
sank to my
mentions
ass.
Fortnite.
So no, hold on. My heart sank to my ass immediately because I was like, I'm telling you, he's gonna say Apex. So finally I said, what kind of games you like to play? And he said, all right, so I forgot I think he said Prototype. He said he was playing through Prototype right now, but he said he's about to start Red Dead Redemption 2. And I was like, oh my man, yes, yes. And so like for half the day, we just talked about all the games we played growing up, like Fallout. We were talking about Skyrim, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. It was
Damn.
unbelievable. I could not believe it. Someone with some goddamn culture. Finally, there was no one. What the hell, man? It's like no one wants to talk about good video games. Nobody wants to talk about good video games. That's why we do
Oh,
this. This is why we do this.
pretty much. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Even
Yeah.
but like Prototype, when he mentioned Prototype, I was weirded out. I even forgot that game existed. I remember that. There was like what do you call it? Dollar store Infamous. Pretty much.
Hey,
That's pretty much. I mean, no, it's a
I
good.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like it has its own charm. I'm sure. Never played it, but from what I got, it's kind of a not really a cookie cutter copy, but it's a pretty pretty clearly inspired by Infamous, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It
Except it's
totally
like
is.
edgier and darker and
It is. It is. I would say definitely it's way darker. But it's a classic, and he's playing. He was a console guy. Now, one thing he did say was he is mostly PC now, so he is playing on PC.
I mean, no shit. No shame in converting.
Yeah, no shame, but yeah, no, it was so it was so refreshing talking about just great games, whether they're old or new. The red obviously playing Red Dead 2, you know how I am about that, so that already like made my day. But it's good. It's finally good. Like besides yourself, and I love talking to you about games. It feels good to finally have somebody at work that I can kind of like, hey, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What are you checking out? Something cool that he'll actually want to carry a conversation.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I'm really happy for you.
Yeah,
I can't imagine how would it be without that.
dude, it's been too
Yeah.
long, dude. These jokes, like, I don't, Jan, I don't understand. I'm not gonna get into this again. I'm not gonna do it. But there's so many great games out there. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Dude, they don't care. I feel like, I mean, it's just like, like I'm sure there's some really great symphonies out there that I never heard, right? Some great, operas. I just don't care. I think like the same. I mean, sure, if I happen to listen to it, if someone invites me, I'll gladly go, right? I gladly culture myself. But I'm never gonna take it upon myself to explore everything that's out there in that specific area, right? And I think they feel the same way, right? They doesn't give a shit about all that's out there. They don't care about the great outside. They're kind of like we were like Riku when he accepted the dark
Jesus.
or whatever. And the other guys are like all the little shitheads from the island.
All the little shitheads on the island. Yeah, all the Final Fantasy characters, right?
Right. Yeah. Oh, in their cute like preteen version.
Yeah, that's right. Which apparently they met before, and then in their own game they never met before, right?
Right.
They didn't. So I don't know if you again we can talk about this in a minute, but like most of them are from like Final Fantasy X, like Tidus, Waka, like those guys. Like Waka's the guy with the
from
ball.
8. Yeah.
But like they've apparently they knew each other as kids, but then their own game they've never met before. Like it's
right.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, I think I wouldn't look at it like that. I think that just like separate versions of them. It's like
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, like you got like Leon or Squall, right? Squall. Leon.
It's the other way around. Yeah.
And Cloud, right? Like them meeting up together, having Tifa in there. I thought Tifa looked pretty good in Kingdom Hearts. I'm not gonna lie.
I really like how Tifa looked in Kingdom Hearts. It's pretty much the only version of her, only official version of her, where like her her graces aren't sticking out pretty much.
Wait, her what? Her what is not sticking out? What'd you say?
Her.
I know. No, I know what you're talking about. What word did you use? Her what?
I said graces, but I don't know if
her graces. That's good. I'll use that one. Her graces. But yeah. New Year's resolutions, man. I think everybody's New Year's resolution is to work out and to get healthier. I think you should be getting healthier all year round. How about we don't make that a New Year's resolution? How about we just try to get healthier?
No, well, that's how I look at it. I think that's you never stop getting healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a goal. It's like, okay, I'm healthy now, so I can eat whatever. No.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's happening every year is that we are renewing it. We are doing it all the year round, and then it expires on the 31st of December, and then you renew it on New Year's. I mean, that's how I see it, at least.
I guess that's the way to see it. But I do think it's funny though when you look at like the first 15 days in January. Now I don't know the exact statistics, so.
You mean at the gyms?
Yeah, like the gyms will be they'll be packed from like January 1st to the 15th, and then after that it like slowly starts to fade out to the point where like you'll go to the gym at 6 o'clock and there's only like 2 people in there to 6 o'clock in the morning. So, but look, getting in shape and working out and being healthy, it's hard, man. I'm going through it now. Caloric intake, carbs. I'm trying to eat and drink a lot of protein, a lot of it. And it's hard, man. It's hard to stick to it because it's like what? Yeah. I do. I do a little mix of everything, like every other day. I kind of try to work everything at like one time, like kind of do a little bit, and then I do a good bit of cardio. We have a track that's not too far from here, so I try to get a 2-mile walk/run like every other day or something like that, especially when I'm off from work. But
That's awesome.
here soon, I'm going to be working Monday through Friday, so I won't have to work weekends anymore. But I'm gonna have to come in early enough where I'm not gonna be able to do these runs first thing in the morning. So I'm gonna have to probably go in the evening. So it's gonna be harder to do that because after you've worked all day, you just want to go home and play some game and do whatever. But it should be good. But yeah, I good luck to all you guys with your New Year's resolutions, man. I know they're hard to do, but please stay with them. You'll be happy in the long run, whatever it is. If it's to not be drinking as much, please stop drinking as much, man. I'm telling you that anything like that, and it has to be in moderation or ruin your life forever. I've seen it happen right in front of my eyes, man. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So if you can get through it, man, we got your back, man. Be careful out there, deadheads. Be careful.
100%. Post your success stories.
Yeah, dude. Of course. Yeah, definitely. Definitely tweet at us. Share it with us. We want to see you guys doing good. So thank you. So let's get into the bread. Let's get into the bread and butter of the Deadhead podcast, man. Jan, I'll let you go first, man. Give me some good deets. I know you've been playing a few games. What's really been tickling your fancy, I should say.
Well, I mean, as someone who stalks my profile as often as you should know, I've been all the way up in Persona 3 Portable, which is to this day the only way you can play Persona 3 on modern platforms. Persona 3 Portable, which is something it's a shame. I'm not gonna get into it now, but anyhow. I've been really hyped for the remake, Rebirth, which, no, it's not called Rebirth, it's called Reload, which we will be covering on this channel. Look out for that.
Yep. And episode 41, by the way.
Episode 41. And so, I wanted to refresh my memory, because Persona 3, I thought this little one a lot of times. It's probably top 3 favorite games ever. Favorite media ever, favorite stories ever. I mean, this shit changed my life. Completely gave me a new perspective when I was in high school, right? To a lot of important things, and it was a good excuse as any, right? This port kind of came out a year ago. I played it a bit, figured out it's a shitty port, and didn't even feel like going for the trophies. But now I felt kind of hyped, so I went back at it, and I played a lot of it. I think about 80 hours in it. I think.
Good Lord.
And I mean, I did everything. I did the 100% run, and beat the ultimate final boss. Got the best weaponry. Got the level 99, and dude, that final boss, not final boss. I mean, that secret super boss. I'm really curious to see how the boss will look like in the remake, because as it is in the all the other versions, she's one of the hardest bosses in the franchise. She is ruthless. Like, you're either completely prepared for her, or you will not make it. It was pretty exuberant to fight her and all that. Even preparing for that fight. So that there's that. And I also played a bit of The Last of Us. Not too much. I just touched the No Return roguelike mode a bit. And made me realize how much trash I am at the game now that I haven't played it for so long. Dude, I suck.
Dude, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, and I'm even, the problem is that I'm what do you call it? I'm stubborn. So I keep cranking the difficulty. I keep putting it at least to survival, because I'm not gonna step down. I'm not gonna go into what? Medium difficulty? Like, are you kidding me? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
You know how long have I been playing this game? So I cranked to survival, and I tell you, I haven't made it past the third encounter or assault, whatever they're called. I haven't made it past the third one. I keep unlocking characters. I keep changing the loadouts and all that, but I can't make it because I keep playing on survival. I mean, I haven't played too long. I played for 2 to 3 hours today. I'm busy playing Persona 3 for the rest of the weekend. But
right.
So yeah, that's mostly it. I played a few little games here and there, like Trek to Yomi. It was on PS Plus Essentials a few months back.
Yeah.
It's a cute game. It looks very nice. It tries to sort of recreate the style of Akira Kurosawa's films. So it has
Yeah.
a lot of really cool camera angles and all that. But it gets, honestly, like the game looks pretty cool, and it is a really cool project. And I think, I'm glad it exists. But it gets a bit gameplay wise, it's a bit lacking. Like it doesn't kill. I think that one run through it is pretty satisfying, but stop there. The other
Mhm.
endings are not worth it. Um,
Right.
So what about you, dude? I heard you've been, playing a lot lately. You told me
Yeah,
that a few minutes ago.
yeah, I have. Yeah, I've played. I've been so I've been playing a few games. I'll get to my big one here in a minute because I don't want to go too far into that. I know Persona is your big one. You probably know what my big game is. But I've been bouncing a lot from different games. I've actually been beating some games. I beat GTA 4. I want to say early December. I started the DLCs. There's 2 DLCs for GTA 4. That's when Rockstar used to make DLC for their games. Now they don't do that anymore. That's a little shot at Rockstar, but I mean, it's just the truth. I love Rockstar, but come on, man. But anyway, GTA 4 has 2 DLCs. I started one, but then I believe something had. Oh, I know what it was. Avatar: The Frontiers of Pandora had
Oh,
came out.
that right.
Trash. So I stopped playing that.
Who's surprised, dude? Who's surprised?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like the Avatar films enough. I was like, well, let me just give it a shot. It's not, yeah, it sucks. Anyway, moving on. So I went back to GTA 5, and that's the bottom right corner of our thumbnail here with the 3 characters, Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. I've been watching those guys on YouTube. The guy who plays Michael, he's the guy on the left. He's been streaming GTA 5. And it's pretty cool. He's been giving insights of his character and some of the lines that he did that day. It's really cool, like seeing more of like what goes into the cutscenes.
Is he the guy? I think I've seen like when the GTA 6 trailer dropped. I remember somebody clipped part of his live stream where he was talking about the trailer.
Yeah,
He has something very interesting stuff to say about it.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, I'm surprised by all the fat asses.
I love like he leads up to it, like he's going to say something very insightful, right? So I mean, the first thing, by looking at it like now, I'm surprised how much ass there is in this trailer. It's
yeah, he was just like, I mean, it's everybody's got a fat ass. I mean, like, Miami, it might have some, small asses. You got to think about the small asses too. Like he was like, he kind of went on about that for like a couple minutes, but anyway, he's been streaming GTA 5, and that kind of got me into wanting to get back into it myself. So I beat that game as well.
Damn.
Most recent, like Jan, Last of Us 2 Remastered, playing No Return, and I've had a blast playing that. I'm just terrible at it. Like Jan was saying, it's difficult, man. And I know Jan's going to make fun of me. I do play these games on hard in it, Survivor. And what's the highest after that? If there's another one, is it Grounded? Yeah, I've played on Grounded. I've done this, but I knew with No Return, obviously if you die, you got to start from the beginning. So I'm like, okay, let me just start off small. Let me do medium. Let me just see how that goes. Now I've been able to get to the final boss. I have been able to get there. I have got to the final boss. It took me.
With who?
Still, Ellie.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Ellie, dude, her gameplay is so smooth. She's so quick.
So nice. Yeah.
She's not like the strongest character, so obviously you can't like just muscle your way into some of these enemies. But she's super nimble. I mean, I'm so freaking fast. But the final boss is a bloater, and that dude, effed me up pretty freaking fast. So it's really difficult. Even on medium mode, I thought I was pretty good at this game too. I really did. I thought I was good. But you know what you don't think about? Think about how many times we die before we get past the stage we're on. Like we're playing through the game. Like when we're playing through the main story, we die at least. What I know for me, maybe not for you, but for me, I always usually die the first run. Like I'll die the first time I come into an area, but by that second point, I know where all the enemies are at, so I can kind of be a bit more discreet, quiet, and I can get through them. I usually die at least my first time. How about you? I mean, how do you usually do that?
Yeah,
get your encounters?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when it comes to I think we are good at these games, part 1 and 2. I mean, because we played them so much. And I think that okay, we might be good in the sense that we actually, we are skilled, right? But I
Mhm.
think that also part of the reason why now we can get by these encounters so efficiently is because we already know them, right? I don't know about you, but in part one, most enemy encounters, I know every placement. I know exactly where each character is gonna patrol, right? So it's easy to make a strategy, but in No Return, it's randomly generated. So there's really no. I mean, I'm guessing if you play enough of it, at some point you'll see every possible combination, and then you'll be able to memorize them. But as it stands, right, we're thrown into an unfamiliar situation, right? And so of course we're gonna die a lot, right? No matter how used we are to the base game. But yeah, when I first played The Last of Us, remember, I was 13 in my defense, but I remember I died so much on medium. Man, I got wrecked. I thought it was one of the hardest games ever made.
Mhm.
The idea of like getting through it on survival, daunted me. I was like, okay, yeah, you got to be like a no life to get this. You gotta,
Mhm.
and look at me now. Look at the person I've come.
Yeah,
Mm.
look what I've become. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it has been eye opening because yeah, man, and you make a good point. I mean, I've played part two a lot less, so I might
Mhm.
not be able to remember as many encounters, but yeah, with part one, definitely, I knew when an encounter was coming, and but I would still say that I didn't pay attention enough to know where each person was at. So, but I still felt like I was still able to fight them off okay. In this no return mode, and by the way, as you play it, you unlock different game modes that spawn when you start a new run.
So
And
it gets harder.
yeah, dude, it gets way harder. So there's one that's come out. I think after my last run, I got it. It's called Hold Up. The game mode is called Hold Up, is what it's called. Essentially, what it is that you have a companion with you,
Okay.
and usually you're fighting off infected. But what it is, the infected are only coming after your companion, so you have to protect your companion. So your companion can fight with you, but all the enemies are just swarming towards your companion. And oh my god, that shit is hard as hell. Like there's like I don't know how you're supposed to complete those. I have no idea. It's
You've never
impossible.
made it.
No, I die every time. Well, I don't die. My companion does, and if your companion dies, that's it. It's a wrap, and it sucks, man. It really sucks. You know what sucks, man? This mode. I know. Naughty Dog with the whole Last of Us Online, like that whole thing. It's no
Oh
more.
yeah.
We're not going to get the Last of Us multiplayer anymore. Man, I really wish they would have made this co-op though. How hard would it
Oh
have been to make this co-op? Because if it was, let's say if me and you were playing and we got on this game mode of hold up, at least I know I have somebody who's at least somewhat decent at the game who can fight their way out of a wet paper bag and will help me when I'm trying to protect your ass. These AI characters that are helping
no,
you,
they suck. Yeah.
they suck really bad, and so they die really quickly. And dude, I'm terrible at those. Good luck with that. When if you play enough to get to that, good luck with that. I don't know how you're
Oh
supposed to
no.
be, and I can't imagine playing that on Survivor or Grounded. I'm playing on Medium, and it's a pain in the ass. I can't imagine it on Grounded.
Dude, you know how they added new trophies for this mode? I skimmed
Right.
through them and they're daunting. There's this one which reigns supreme over all others. It tasks you of beating a playthrough, a run, ungrounded,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to be a daily run. So one of those you can only do once per day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no retries, no bullshit, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other ones, don't kid around. There's one I read in the descriptions. There's one that was referenced this mode you just talked about, and you gotta make it through while your AI companion has at least 70% health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Imagine
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah, I've seen that. That's for what I was just talking about. I think it's called Hold Up or
hold
something. I can't remember. Hold something. I don't know. But yeah,
horde of.
yeah, I remember that because it said like, yeah, make sure your companion has like over 75% of health to get the
Dude,
trophy by the end of it. It's like,
man,
dude,
those are
how?
hard. I mean, it's so weird because like the main. I don't know if you ever went for the platinum on part 2, but it's like easy as shit. So like the fact that in the add-ons they decided to go to crank on the difficulty in the trophies. I think it's very interesting.
You know what, man? I don't have the platinum for part 2. I was looking at that as well. I'm not far, but like there's like so many artifacts that I apparently
Yeah.
didn't pick up. And I'm like, how
Yeah.
the heck am I supposed to find all those?
You know how you do that? You start a new playthrough, get a second screen here, and watch a guide, and that's it. There's no sugarcoating it. That's how you do it. You do a full playthrough where this guy tells you exactly which every collectible is, so you can check whether you already got one or haven't.
Wow.
It's the worst part about trophy hunting. I agree that collectibles are hard. I mean, I would much rather, play the game 5 times through, each time on a different difficulty, right? Rather than having to play just once while, looking at a screen here and checking what little speck of dust I missed in the corner. Is terrible.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, I am due for another playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2. So I mean, I could easily just do what you say. Yeah, I would like to. I'm close. I am so close. That's what kills me. It's like if I wasn't close, it'd be like, all right, whatever. But I'm only really like a few trophies away from getting that. Same with part 1. Like I'm not far, but it's just like, man, and that's what I'm saying. Again, I hate your guts because you have straight up like just you've infected me. You've infected me with the shit. I thought infecting was a proper word because they were talking about The Last of Us. You've straight up infected me to the point where it's like now I want to get the platinums when I'm this freaking close, and now I hate my life for
it. Well, I don't know what to say, dude. I'm sorry, but if the game is calling for you, if that kind of life is calling for you, that there's little I can do. It's
yeah, I get you. But let's talk about the elephant in the room for me. And Jan, I just want you to indulge me for a second because I know you haven't played it yet. I hope you can. Obviously, when you look at the thumbnail, Cyberpunk has been a huge part of my life this past month, especially really the whole month of December and going into January. This game, and I shit you not, I've told Jan this, it's my favorite RPG I've played in years. If not like one of the best I've played in my life. Now, is it the best? I don't know. I don't know what's really my best. I'd have to really think about it really, really hard. But
Kingdom Hearts.
Really?
Why not?
Nah.
Okay. Just putting it out there.
I mean, I like.
I'm not vouching for it. Just that just.
I don't
let me stop your train of thought.
No, listen. I don't hate Kingdom Hearts, but no, it's not. But yeah, no, like man, this game is impressive, dude. It really is. I'm telling you, CD Projekt Red. I know nobody from there probably watches our show, but if you do, hats off to you. This was great. I'm enjoying my time with this, dude. The DLC, I love the DLC. The Phantom Liberty, it is awesome. It is 100% all the weapons they put in the game, all the set pieces, the choices you make. The combat feels better than ever. And it's honestly like it's everything I want. It's the right amount of brutal and just sheer fun, man. All the ways you can straight up F up people in your path is impressive. I mean, the companions you can make along the way, the characters are super memorable. I mean, dude, this game is truly something special, man. I'm telling you, anybody who's on the fence about it, stop, jump over the fence, play the game. You will enjoy it. It's not wasted time at all. I've invested so much time into this game, and I mean, well over 50 to 60 hours. And that might not seem like a lot to some people, but considering the amount of time I've had recently, it's a lot of time. And man, I have given a big piece of my life to this game, man. I have enjoyed the crap out of it. It's so much fun. Dude, Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand, he has to be one of the best companions in a game, period. The dude talks so much shit to you, and you kind of want to take it, but you also want to talk shit back. But you're like, man, it's Keanu Reeves. You don't want to be like a complete dick, but like his whole part of the game, like he has multiple conversations with you. He really values, like you really value his opinion. Like your character really values Johnny's opinion about what's going on in the world, what's going on in the story. He's always like, if a big situation just happened in the story, a big moment just happened in the story, he'll pop up and he'll be like giving you his thoughts on it. And man, this might be some of Keanu Reeves' best work, man. It might just be some of his best work. Just giving, I mean, because like Keanu Reeves' past few movies has been kind of, they've been good movies, but he doesn't talk a lot. It's not like he's given a lot of like, some of the best Oscar-worthy acting. But man, this game is good acting. It's good delivery on Keanu Reeves' part. Man, Johnny Silverhand is an awesome character. It's just awesome. The city, Night City, it just feels more alive than ever. It looks beautiful, especially ironically enough, at nighttime. The city is absolutely crazy. Like it looks so freaking clean, dude. The cars in this game that you can buy. There's a trophy in Cyberpunk 2077, and I'm not really trying to get the platinum on this game unless I feel like I can do it. But there's a trophy where you can buy all the cars in the game, and I'm like, oh man, that kind of sucks. You gotta spend all your money on the cars, dude. All the cars look amazing. They have like some of them have guns attached to it. You can buy like Mercedes looking cars, like very futuristic looking Mercedes. It's awesome, man. I can't really say much else about it. I feel like a freaking badass. You have cybernetics. You can upgrade your limbs. You can become an absolute weapon of destruction. I've made a whole video about this on Deadhead 96. Check it out if you haven't. My character feels like the most badass individual ever. Like I feel like I can kill anyone at any time. I've literally put many clips of like these bosses talking shit to me, like they're gonna blow my brains out. As soon as the cutscene ends, I just destroy them in like 2 seconds. Yeah, talking about it, man, just like it's awesome, man. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
No, that is definitely on my radar. I mean, it was ever since I found out that you can fucking choose your penis size. It's no, I really
hit home with you, huh? Yeah, the penis
really
size,
it really did, yeah. Kind of, the power fantasy, It's they're really giving us gamer what we want, and
it's a power fantasy.
It's a power fantasy, and but no, dude, like everything you say, like I see it right in the little clips of the game. I see in the little trailers. I can tell it's an investment. I can tell that once I jump into that black hole, I'm not coming out in the same months.
Mm-hmm.
So hoping maybe this summer.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
Let's put it there,
That's definitely, and I'd love to talk about it with you. The only thing I will say, the only negative I will say, is that I wish there was a third person mode. I wish there was third person. Okay,
so you can see the badass character.
Yeah, dude. Because like I guess it would look weird being in third person with some of the stuff you can do. Like right now, like my character, I can do a double jump in the air. I can dash in the air, and then I can come down with these like cybernetic claws and come down on my enemies. And maybe in third person that would look a little weird. Maybe that would look more like Wolverine almost. But I mean, other than that, man, besides it not being third person, I really don't have much else to say about it. It's great. It's amazing, man.
What?
Good time.
Can't wait to play it. So
yeah, it's super worth it, man. So, but yeah, no, I've been playing a lot of that, and I'm hoping, and Jan knows this, that I just played Final Fantasy 16 like a few weeks ago. That was a pain in the ass.
So proud. I was so proud.
Oh yeah, thank you. But I cheesed the shit out of it though, because I will say this. I did look online for this. I did do this. I went on YouTube and I found this guy that said the best farming technique in Final Fantasy 16. So there's a part, I can't remember. I don't think it's the Crystalline Dominion. I don't remember what the spot is at, but there's a spot on the map, like on the lower right side, and it's right before. So like when you land in this area, there's a cutscene that occurs. And right after the cutscene, it gives you control of Clive. And when you go back to Clive, you walk a few paces, you look across from you, there's enemies coming across this bridge. You go to the enemies, you beat those enemies. That gives you 500 AP points just beating those 3 enemies. And then there's another guy. It's one of those sentinels. He's more of a more because I did this all in Final Fantasy mode. So maybe I don't know if you'll remember this, but there's 3 enemies come across a bridge. They gave me 500 AP from killing them. And then there was another guy who's like more of like a sentinel. He kind of reminded me like those enemies that they could flip over top of you and they kind of like they were taller and they always usually had a sword or something. Do you remember those characters at all?
Maybe.
I can't remember what they're called. But anyway,
Maybe
essentially when you kill him, that gives you an extra 350 AP. So that's like 850 AP points every time I did that. So what I did was after I beat those enemies, I would leave the area. I go to my map. I would fast travel out the area, and then I would fast travel back to that spot. The cutscene would play again, and then I would just kill those enemies over and over again. And each time it was giving me 850 APs because I wasn't losing AP every time I did that. And before you know it, I was able to garner up like I needed over 31,000 AP points.
Yeah.
And I got all those in like 2 hours.
Damn. Oh, that's like an even better farm method than the one I used.
What did you do?
Okay, so I haven't played it in like what?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Year, it feels like. But okay, so there's this one area, an overworld area, which is like just a huge just a stretch of land, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's right before the place where I believe you fight Bahamut.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or the holder of Bahamut. So you know what kind of stretch of land I'm talking about? Like it's very gray, it's very damp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a certain place of that map, you can fight like I can't remember exactly what they are, but like hyenas or some shit like that. So what I did, pretty much what you say, just fight them, go back. By the time you're back again. They're there. You fight them, you go back. But I think you wasted a lot of time running from the fast travel crystal all the way to them. I think I lost a lot of time on that, and you gained a lot of time because you didn't have to do that huge walk back.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's a grind, man. It's really hard. Like I didn't realize like how many abilities. Again, Jan's heard this before, so I don't want to keep boring him. But to you guys that don't know, like I didn't believe how many abilities I still had left to get, and like I had all the abilities unlocked, but I didn't realize how many I still had to upgrade. It was nuts to me. Like it's almost like I still had like well over half of the abilities to upgrade. I'm like, wow. Like I feel like I put a good bit of time in this. I finished my first playthrough at level 49. So I mean, like I did some grinding. I'm like, I know that I'm, I feel like I've done a lot, but man, it's like, but Final Fantasy mode, man, was a breeze. I beat the final boss in one try.
yeah.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be a little like I was, me. Listen, I'm not an Elden Ring type person or a Souls guy. I enjoy those games, but only in bits and pieces because I'm not great at them. I didn't really want that kind of experience, but I was kind of hoping that Ultima would have gave me a little bit more of a fight by the end of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be the hard mode, right?
Yeah.
It is surprisingly easy, and I think most of the blame goes to all the equipment they keep giving you, because unlike many other New Game Plus modes, in this one, the every single weapon and armor piece has like a New Game Plus counterpart, which is much stronger than the last. The base weapon you get in New Game Plus is stronger than the strongest weapon in New Game. It's ridiculous. So I think a lot of got into that. Your numbers are just skyrocketing by the time you get to Ultima. I was really disappointed. I mean, which is weird because in Final Fantasy VII Remake, they made a pretty challenging hard mode. I don't know if you ever tried that. It's not too hard, but it gave me a lot of trouble. So I was surprised to see how much they kind of screwed the pooch on this one.
Yeah, they've really, it goes back to, and I know, we're going to be talking a lot of Final Fantasies this year, so I don't want to go too far into that, but it does seem like with them trying to make this Final Fantasy more mainstream than ever before, it almost makes it to the point where it's mainstream that the boss fights weren't like yes, there was multiple stages, but a lot of it, man, was cinematic cutscenes. It's all it was. They were just cinematic stuff. That's all it was. Like cinematic strike and cinematic dodge, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like,
no,
like
the
it was just
moments were ridiculous. Man.
Yeah, dude. It's honestly, it's almost too ridiculous. And I remind me if I'm wrong about this because I don't know. Final Fantasy VII Remake didn't have any quick time events, did it?
No. I mean, only in the dancing minigame, but that's another
Oh
thing
well, I
entirely.
mean, yeah, but that's
Mhm.
different though. But yeah, so
Mm.
other than that, there wasn't really. Man,
The
dude, quick time
last
events.
Final Fantasy with a quick time event that I remember was 13-2, which came out in 2010 and something like that. It's crazy
Mhm.
that they brought that back.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I definitely could do without them. I mean, honestly, man, like I still have a lot of criticisms for that game. All in all, though, I'm usually a defender of that game as well because I don't think it deserves some of the hate it gets, but I also understand that it's not for
Yeah.
everybody, and it's one of
Yeah, I
those.
mean,
It's weird.
the problem with that discourse is that I feel like most people hating on it are not hating it because it's a bad game. They're hating it because in their eyes, it's not a good Final Fantasy game, right?
Mhm.
I think, and that really muddles the waters a lot because now you're telling me that would be a good game if you had another title, which is a pretty ridiculous statement if you think
Yeah,
about it, right?
yeah.
But yeah, that's yeah,
They did. Yeah, they
that's a
did. I
huge
mean,
can of
look.
worms, yeah.
No, I mean, like they did. They did. I don't want to say go backwards. They were just trying something new and trying to do something like what they do with every Final Fantasy game. All the
Yeah,
main line, they try to do something different, and you have to respect them for that. But at the same time, and this is somebody who's put. Golly, you can check my PSN, man. I mean, I've put almost 100 hours to this game. Like
I'm
I've
gonna check it
enjoyed.
now.
I enjoyed this game. I did, but what I will say, man, is it does seem like a little bit of a step back in a lot of ways. Now,
Hmm.
not when it comes to cutscenes. I think they did a good job with that. And I don't know why people are saying the cutscenes are too long. I still don't understand that. Now, don't worry, on my second
People that
playthrough, I
never
did,
played an RPG ever in their lives.
dude, clearly,
Mhm.
clearly. But the thing is, like, the cutscenes, now they're long enough that I skipped all of them my second playthrough. But honestly, my first playthrough, man, I enjoyed the hell out of the cutscenes. Honestly, I thought that was the best part of the game, in my personal
Yeah.
opinion. I thought they were the best part of the game, so I was fine sitting for you know 10 minutes looking at cutscenes, man. I enjoyed them. They were really well put together, and I loved that. I love the voice acting. I think the voice acting is some of the best in the series.
No, I would have to agree. I would have to agree. Like that moment, I already said this a lot, but this moment when you just, you defeat a really hard boss or a really long boss fight, and then just sit back and let the story unfold, right?
Yeah,
Let them have the last thoughts, let the boss say his thing. Let's see what's happening in the rest of the wars. What's up with Joshua. Uh, is great. See a bit the calm after the storm. Those are the longest cutscenes, which I assume people are saying they take 10 minutes, which they don't. But even if they did, that'd be all right.
Yeah, they
Uh,
definitely don't take 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean 10 minutes is pushing it. I never felt that they took 10 minutes, but I don't know, man. It's I can see it being a regression, but at the end of the day, I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got the platinum for it because it was easy enough that I could do it, but also too, I also did enjoy the game. It's something about I think I had that song stuck in my head, the main battle music, especially when you're getting into a boss battle. It's like
mhm.
you know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah, another
Like
one.
I swear I had this stuck in my head so much that I was like humming it around my wife.
It's that good.
My wife is like, I've heard that somewhere before. Where is that from? I'm like, it's from Final Fantasy 16. I was playing it so much because this is the same day that I got the platinum. I was playing it so much, I heard that same battle music so many times that it was sticking with me. It's awesome, but it's like it's one of those songs that it just stuck with me because I played it so much,
Oh,
So
and also because
um
it's awesome.
yeah, no,
Think
it's
about
good.
it.
It's
Pretty good
it's good.
soundtrack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's good. So what? So I'm assuming that you haven't started the DLC yet. The Echoes of the Fallen, I think it's called.
Yeah, you assume correctly. You do. I Yeah, we were kind of planning on playing it. You did play it, from what I understood.
I
I
haven't yet.
haven't.
I,
Oh,
I start
awesome.
I
Then I
started
don't
it.
feel bad.
Yeah, I started it, but I haven't like done any of the battles or anything like that. It's just I started
Hmm.
just to see. I wanted to see like why it's weird how these DLC where they're placed because it's not like these DLCs take place after the story. It takes place like right before that final battle with Ultima. So like
Hmm.
it's not like anything that comes after the story. But I did hear. I don't know if you heard this. Just like a little bit of Final Fantasy 16. Really, we don't have to keep going on this conversation either. But I did hear that apparently that the DLC that comes out. Are you good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I was seeing you doing like
Yeah.
this number.
And I was just
Oh,
waiting my roommate.
oh. I heard that the Leviathan DLC apparently is supposed to change up the ending of Final Fantasy 16 a little bit. That's what I heard. That's what I heard, though. I don't know if that's true, but that is what I heard.
That is awesome. If that's true, I like that. I like when games do that. I like when you have like a DLC, like an expansion, which somehow impacts the main game.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I heard about the Phantom Liberty DLC. Apparently, that DLC is supposed to change up the ending of Cyberpunk as well. So I'm excited to see the ramifications of that. But that's pretty cool, though, man. To put a DLC in that late. I mean, golly, I mean, the Leviathan one's not coming out until what, like April or May or something like that.
Yeah, this is spring, which is probably
I mean, that's almost
summer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost a year since the game released, and now you're putting out DLC that could totally like not totally change it, but could kind of have changes to the ending of the game. That's kind of cool.
But I'm glad they're working on
And
it.
weird.
I'm glad that it's coming. Yeah, I'm glad it's coming later because it really reinforces in me the idea that they didn't plan this out, that they didn't plan to have like separate expansions. That maybe they saw the game doing well and they thought, oh man, those levels that were half baked, let's finish them up and add them later.
Yeah.
I think that makes for the best expansions in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it, man. But yeah, so it's just been trying to get on that kick a little bit. I mean, I know that we're both excited for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I've been really trying to decide on, do I want to try to do a playthrough of the remake, Final Fantasy VII remake? But I don't know if I want to do that because I don't want to get burnt out on the gameplay, because I don't know how much the gameplay is going to change from 7 remake to Rebirth, and I just don't want to get like burnt out when the game drops, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is supposed to be a very long game. They say that like to 100% it take like 100 hours or something like that. I accept the challenge, but
I don't. That might be
I hope
one.
it'll be like fun. It depends. If it's gonna be like fun 100 hours, right? Then I'm cool with it. If it's a tedious 100 hours, that's the melody changes then. But,
you'll still do it though.
Well, I mean, of course they do. It's Final Fantasy X Rebirth. Are you kidding? But
says the guy who 100%ed the Crisis Core of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh my!
You got the platinum for that. I can't believe you did that. That's
has
crazy.
Final Fantasy VII in the title. I gotta do it. It's my sworn duty. Yeah, no, I regret it. People at home don't do it. It's not fun. It's not rewarding. Yeah, it was just a waste of life. You do get to fight a cool secret boss, but what's cool is just her design is cool. Everything about the fight is utter trash.
So who is it? I mean, you can tell me. It's a problem. I mean, I'm never gonna do that probably. So
it's not a specific character. It's like it's a goddess or something. It's called Minerva or something like that. I don't even remember. Minerva. She looks very don't quote me on that. I might be wrong.
Is that an old summon? Like an old summon from like
she just might be. I'm too young.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. No, I don't either. That might.
Although I do plan on playing the older Final Fantasies, 1 through 6. Wait.
If I could ever find the time, I think that'd be something I would like to do too. But
Minerva, yes. Minerva is is her name, and she looks pretty cool. Wait. Look it up.
Look it up.
Yeah, right. Crisis Core Minerva. You guys at home, you do that too.
All right. Let me see if I can. Maybe I can share the screen again. Crisis Core Minerva.
Yeah.
Let me see. Make sure I'm looking at this right. Let's go here.
I mean, you can tell it's her because she has like an. Oh man. Oh, I can see what you're seeing. It's crazy what we can do with technology nowadays.
Yeah. Crisis Core Final Fantasy.
Yeah, okay. The Final Fantasy is kind of redundant, but sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She doesn't look like that in the game though. It's more like, that's this picture on the right. Yeah, she looks like that.
Oh, okay. I got you.
and it's pretty dope, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
love super bosses. I love secret bosses, and this one looks cool, and it's very hard.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
so
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
remember,
cool.
I remember, and it might be honestly, it might be the funnest I've had with with 100% of the game fighting her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although it is,
Yeah.
you mean you got to be prepared. I remember at some point I used the guild toss a bunch of times, just throwing my fucking money at her out of
Yeah.
desperation.
Yeah, it looks like I was kind of looking to see if okay, so she must just be a Final Fantasy 7. Well, hold on, wait a minute. Yep, it must be just a Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 thing.
Yeah,
I thought maybe she was
like
I
an
could have
Easter egg. Yeah.
yeah, I thought maybe there was like something else, but uh never mind. So but yeah, no, that's cool, man. No, I just yeah, I don't think I have it in me, man. I'm gonna have to I'll take your I'll
Dip
take your
one
word for it. I'm glad that you did it for all of us so that we don't have to do it. So thank you.
Awesome. But I'm telling you, 7 remake was really fun to 100%. Like the
Yeah.
hard mode and all that. Every single side quest was interesting that I remember. I
Yeah.
might have my brain might have left out some, but
Yeah, you
so
know
it,
what's you know what's a shame about. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I know you know what's a shame about that. I was trying to, because I've beaten it twice now. I beat it once on PS4, and then I beat it again when I got my PS5, and I enjoyed the game. I feel like I really took my time with it, and yet I still missed some side objectives, like side quests, and I don't know where I missed them. I don't know where I missed them because I know I did all the ones in the city of Midgar. I did all those. So what ones could I have missed? I did all the ones at the I'm sorry, I'm kind of drawing a blank here. You know the part of Midgar where where Cloud has to put where
what?
Cloud he's trying to sneak
Oh yeah,
into.
the wall market.
Yeah. I did all of them there. I don't know which ones I could have missed.
I mean, it's really hard. What surprises me is because they're really hard to miss. The game kind of lets you really know, are you sure you want to progress? Do you know that you're missing a side quest?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
there's a trophy for it, isn't it?
there.
I
Dude,
believe there.
got that. I got that trophy 3 years ago. I don't remember.
Oh,
4
it's
years
okay.
ago now.
Oh, it's
But
okay. It's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure
but
there's a
yeah,
trophy for it,
I
and
mean,
I didn't.
it would make sense. Yeah, I mean, clearing all the side quests is like a 101.
Well, you would think Final Fantasy 16 doesn't have a trophy for that.
Well, yeah, I guess in more
I
modern trophy
mean,
thing,
technically they do. Like you got to get all the like the door hangers. Apparently, you need to collect all those signs on the doors. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like there's a trophy that says collect
door
all
hanger.
6. Yeah, like it says collect all 6 like call signs. I think that's what it is. Maybe it's a call sign.
Look at us. We were talking about 16, right?
Yeah. I know I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here because we were just talking about how like Final Fantasy VII Remake has a side quest trophy. Final Fantasy 16 does not have a side quest trophy. However, you have to complete all the side quests to get certain things that the trophies require, if that makes sense.
So it's pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't have like complete all the side objectives. It just has like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it just has like more of like do this. Like you have to, in order for you to get this trophy, you have to do this side quest. So you have to sort of do most of them. But I'm surprised you didn't have to get the ultimate weapon. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah, See, that's what I'm saying. They're being soft on us, and I hate that. You have like one trophy for crafting Gotthardammerung, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not Ultima weapon. It is the strongest weapon you can get in base game, I think. But like once you get a New Game Plus, you're gonna get Ultima weapon, and you don't have to get it. I was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
Um,
And you don't really need it either. Like I said, I don't think the weapons really made as much of a difference as opposed to like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now I felt like there was a big difference between Cloud's regular Buster Sword and then like the Infinite Sword or whatever. I forgot what it is. Like it's the
I know what you mean. I don't know what it's called. It's called Infinite Blaze, some crap like that. But yeah, because in that game there's like very few weapons per character, right? 7, 8 at most. Well, in this one in Final Fantasy 16, you have a shit ton of them. So they kind of start blending in at some point.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they're not as unique.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so real fast, I don't mean to change the Final Fantasy subject. By the way, guys, we're gonna have a lot of Final Fantasy to talk about. So if you like Final Fantasy, definitely come back to the Deadhead podcast. But
Not yet,
go
but
ahead, Jan. Go ahead.
no, nothing. I was just gonna say that if you don't like Final Fantasy, you're probably not gonna have a good time here. So
If you
know,
don't like it, or if you do like it, what'd you say?
if you don't like it,
If you don't like it, you're not gonna have a good time here.
does that sentence make sense?
No,
If
it
you
is not.
don't like it, yeah, it does. Because if you don't like Final Fantasy, you're not gonna have a good time here.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you're
Right?
saying.
Doesn't it make sense?
You said it. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, he's right. I mean, we're going to be talking a lot about that. So let's try to move away from that. We'll get to that. We got a lot of good RPG talk again. Episode 41. We're talking about Persona. But before we get out of here, because we, if you can indulge me for another 15 minutes of the show or so, and then we'll wrap it on up. Jan, real fast, last conversation before we close it out. Like, when it comes to this year, the year of 2024, what are some things that you're hoping that the channel, the show, things that some big things that can happen for the Deadhead podcast over the next year? What are some goals? What are some things we want to talk about? What are some, just general thoughts? I know that's a kind of a broader question, but what you got for us to close out on?
Okay, I have a few. I can come up with a few ones. The first one, definitely, since Dylan is doing playing Persona 3, so we can make a Persona 3 episode. I mean, at this point, I gotta play Red Dead, right? I just got it. I think I'm morally obligated. And
I mean, yeah, sure. I think that'd be acceptable.
Right?
But I mean,
So a huge Red Dead Redemption episode is coming up. I'm announcing it. I'm not even asking Dylan about it. It's happening, and I want to make it possible. Even before Cyberpunk, before I play Cyberpunk, I want to play Red Dead 1 and 2.
Okay.
There's that. So that's a big one we can expect. Then another one, episode 50. We're definitely, Dylan and I are gonna cook for a bit, to come up with something fun. So we're excited for that. And just better everything, just kind of try and improve the quality, be more consistent, have more guests, as you said. Just I think I enjoy the things we do the way they are now. We can just keep at it, but without stagnating. Just getting better.
That's right.
How about you? Did you have anything in mind?
Well, one, well, just to go off what you say, I mean, yeah, I think we got a really, really great system here. And what I've noticed about us, it's kind of crazy. I think we're growing up a little bit. Now, besides the past 10, you said, oh no, besides the last 10 minutes, because we were kind of going back, and there's some of my fault. I was kind of going from Final Fantasy 16 to 7 Remake to Crisis Core. We were kind of going all over the place, but we were still in the Final Fantasy bubble. Besides that, I feel like the past few shows, and again, I have to go back and watch it. Maybe you can agree with me or disagree or whatever. I feel like we've been pretty consistent on topics. I feel like we've been pretty consistent. Haven't really branched off too bad. We usually, we're talking about something, and even if we're not talking about the exact subject, it's something to do with the subject, if that makes sense. I feel like we've done pretty well on, because that's one thing that we did a lot, and don't get me wrong, that's part of our charm that I think made us lovable almost, to the point where we'd be talking about something and then you go to the next one, But we've done a good job of really trying to stay more, consistent on conversation. Have you noticed that, or do you think we're still kind of all over the place?
I haven't picked up on that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Because we're really what do you say, self-conscious about it. So maybe we did subconsciously kind of brush that off. How do you say it? Kind of perfect that edge.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's good news. Good news to hear.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, I've went back and heard our oldest episodes. I've kind of went back and kind of listened here and there. And I mean, compared to that, I mean, we've definitely we still go off the rails a little bit, but for the most part, pretty damn consistent. And I like it. But even though, but you know what though? I don't mind the fast paced action that we used to do. We go here, then we go back there, talk about this game and that one and compare it to this one. I mean, look, we've played and watched a lot of media. So is bound to happen. You know, things
Yeah.
remind us of other things, so we just start switching the subject.
Yeah, I mean that's what nerds do, right?
Yeah, no, that's
As
that's
well.
good. No, I think it makes it good. Yeah, no goals for the channel and the show, man. Well, the channel, I plan to keep making some, hopefully, mostly decent content, man. I've enjoyed making videos. Yeah, I say mostly decent because I know that the content that I make for the Deadhead 96 channel is not some of the best out there. I know that. But I hope it's got my own signature on it, and that's kind of what I want at the end of the day. I want you to come watch videos because you enjoy hearing my thoughts and talking about nerd shit, whether that's movies or games or TV shows. So for that, you know, I'm hoping to make more content. I got a unboxing of this bad boy hopefully tomorrow. But we'll see how it goes. I got a busy week ahead of me, so I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do, but I'm gonna try to do that. For the show, man, listen, you know, like you said, I'm very proud of what we've done, man. 40 episodes in. A lot of people would have quit. And a lot of people would have quit before they saw that number that we're at right now. Like, we're at 40, man. I mean, it's crazy to think when I started this. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jan. I've told you this. I've told my wife this. I've told you guys this. I would have quit after episode 2 if Jan didn't come on the show. I didn't talk to him more and invite him to come on more consistently. I would have quit. I would have, because I was really happy. I was really excited to do something like this because I've always wanted to try it. And I saw so many people starting a podcast and I was like, I could do that. You know, I could do that. I could come onto the camera here, and I need to watch saying "come on the camera" because that sounds really bad. I could get on camera here and talk about shit that I like to do, that I like to play, and I like to watch and talk about. And you know, it's crazy to think episode 40, and you know, we're still doing it. We're still kicking it, and it's been good. And so honestly, my goals is I just hope, like you say, I hope we keep our same essence, our same flair, but we just keep even getting better and better at this. We have a packed half of the year between games releasing, guest. Our first guest is going to be the Arcane Pain. I believe it's like midway through February. I'll have to look back and give you the exact dates for everybody watching. I know me and Jan had talked about it, but it's like escaping me the first of my brain here. But he's a Twitch streamer. He does a lot of good work over there. Very entertaining guy, and he's really happy to come on the show and talk to us. So really excited to have him on, and there's more to come. So you know, we got a good thing. We're expanding. I mean, the channel has grown crazy. I mean, the YouTube channel is now up to 273 subscribers. I told Jan that my goal, I would love to have 500 subscribers before the end of 2024. I definitely think that's feasible.
I think that's achievable. Yeah,
but
we can make it.
But you know what? If we don't get there, that's fine, man. I'm enjoying what we're doing, and I'm trying. I don't know how you're feeling about it, Jan, but for me, like all this stuff, I try not to look at it like I'm having so much fun with it. I don't want to think of it as like a job, but I want to give the best I can. I want to do, if I'm going to do this, I told everybody that I've told that I'm involved in this, that I really want to try to give this all I can, you know, or at least the most of what I can. Obviously I can't give it 100% because that has to go to my wife and my job, unfortunately, but I at least try to give a good percentage of my life to this. And I feel like we've made a lot of good leeway. I've met so many great people doing this. So I'm excited to see who we meet in 2024. And I think just branching out and having more viewers come check us out, that's obviously a goal. And I'm excited. I'm excited for it, man. It's a good, I think this year is going to be good when it comes to the Deadhead podcast. But, you know, it's going to be a busy year, though. It's going to be busy. I will say that. For me personally, it's going to be very, very busy, but I'm always going to take the time to try to do this. So.
Oh, that's a pretty good speech. I agree. This is not a job; it's a project. It's a passion project.
Yeah,
and it just makes sense. We want to, try hard in it.
Yeah. It's enjoyable, man. I'm glad to be back. It's like this was good. I feel so good just talking about it. Really, we didn't really get to be able to get into like the go balls deep into any games. We just talked games. We didn't go balls deep into games. So I'm
That's
excited about.
coming. Yeah, that's
I'm
coming.
excited about our Persona episode. I'm really excited about it
Same here.
because it's not really my type of game. It's not, but I can't wait to try it and just see if I fall in love with it. And I hope I do. I hope I really love it. I really do. I want to bring it. I want to come on the show and really bring you some good emotions, man. Some really good feels.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope twice as much. You know, I'm just glad I get to share this experience with you. And I don't
appreciate
tell you this often enough on camera, you know, while we're live, but I appreciate you for letting me be part of it. I mean, you say this couldn't exist without me. Well, I mean, you're one who started it. So I'm always really thankful for this. I just as you said, I love coming on camera. I haven't been, I haven't, you know, just, you know, finally coming on camera after, you know, this whole holiday has been great. I haven't came on camera for
I haven't
weeks.
came in forever, yeah.
But
oh
yeah, as
man,
I said, episode 40 will
funny.
be coming on camera a lot more times after this.
Yeah.
And we don't plan on stopping. We'll love it,
Dude.
and we're shameless.
You know, it's funny, like you know, I how I corrected myself there. I said I need to stop saying that. I've noticed in a lot of my videos, I have to edit that part out because I say, hey, you know, what's going on? I'm coming back for this video. I wanted to come on camera and talk to you guys. I'll
Yeah, you
say
say it
that
all the
in the
time.
video, and I try to catch it, but sometimes I forget to do it, and it sounds so wrong. Like I'm saying, I want to come on the camera.
Dude,
It's like,
what
bro,
why don't we make that like our catchphrase? We get known for that. People start making comment on camera, Deadhead podcast like compilation.
oh my
It's like
God.
every single time each one of us says comment on camera. Just stitched in like
So now I'm
that.
definitely gonna watch saying if you're one. I got one more small story I want to tell you, and then we'll close out because I just thought about this. I wanted to tell you this.
Let's hear
so, me and Jan in private conversations, we've been talking about reading One Piece, the actual manga series. Now, I've taken a little bit of a break from it, mostly because I've just been a little busy, and really the only medium that I've been really doing anything for is video games. I just haven't really read a lot. But that's not the reason why I bring this up. I bring this up because, and you know, again, I try not to talk about work too much when we do this show, but there was a funny story and I couldn't wait to tell you because I can't wait to see your reaction to it. And, you know, this is all in jest. This is all in fun. So just in case if this gets out and people at work see this, it's not, I don't mean it in any kind of way. So my boss, my current boss who's above me, I've known him for years. He's really into, I think I've told you this, he's really into anime. He's a very anime-centric guy. And he's been reading like the Naruto manga series. He's been reading a lot of that. He's huge into Naruto. That's like his thing. Well, anyway, so make a long story short, my boss's boss, so the guy directly above him, he was making some light jokes towards another coworker because he found out that this coworker liked to like read like novels, like fiction in their spare time. Okay. And my boss and my boss's boss was like, man, reading fiction? What are you talking like? So essentially my boss's boss was like making comments, like he was kind of joking, but he was just like, you know, like there's all these things breaking around the place that we're at. Like, man, I really could use some of those books that so-and-so was reading to fix this problem. Because he said, I've never read for enjoyment. I've always read for like technical sense, like learning. I've only read to learn stuff. And like he's joking about it, and I'm, you know, my boss is laughing, and I'm kind of grinning, but I'm, you know, whatever. You know how bosses, they kind of tell stories, right? And, you know, and I'm laughing. He leaves the room, and I turn to my boss, and I said, and by the way, I don't mean anything, but I said it jokingly, and I was like, what a very, very like miserable life this guy lives. Is what I said, because I'm sitting there like, man, all this fiction, all these stories that you're missing out on because, oh, I don't read that because I only read things on a technical level. Are you kidding me? I read technical books sometimes, but come on, man, you gotta have some fiction. You gotta, like, come on, man.
That's straight up terrible. No, that disturbs me a lot. Because I mean, this is like you might say, oh, like, okay, we are pop culture enthusiasts, but we know. But no, okay, listen up. I've actually been thinking about this. during some of my existential crises. I think like stories, right? The human act tradition of telling stories through whichever medium, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the few constant, maybe the only constant that has, that has lasted throughout our entire history, right?
Mhm.
That's the one thing we've never stopped doing. What besides, just eating and shitting, whatever, besides biological stuff, things that pertain only to humankind. We've always been telling stories, right?
Mhm.
So just forsake what is, in my opinion, the core aspect that that defines humankind, that makes us apart from every other creature on this planet, is just insane. I'm really sorry for him. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it's like and he's a real good guy. But it's like, are you kidding me? Like, all you've ever read is technical stuff. So like, because like he was,
he must have been joking.
Because like I think he was in a way, because he was acting like he's talking about like Harry Potter. He was like, yeah, I don't think I've never learned anything that's helped me out in life from like Harry Potter. I'm like, oh, so you have read Harry Potter?
Yeah, but only that. But you can see everything in such a pragmatic, you can see every single thing in your life as something you can get something out of. I mean, that's just stressful, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, as I'm saying, like it's and now I think he watches, like, I mean, he's kind of, so he tries to relate with me and my boss, because
the news.
Yeah, he probably does. But like he's not a super old guy or anything, but he kind of like, he'll try to relate with me and my coworkers, because he's been watching some of the Marvel TV shows on like Disney Plus stuff.
Okay.
I don't watch Marvel. I don't give a crap. I haven't give a crap about Marvel since Avengers Endgame, really, to be honest with you. And but trying to have something to talk about, like water cooler discussions, and so he'll watch that, but he says honestly, like, I can watch it, but I can't read stuff like that. Like reading stuff like that, I can't imagine. I'm like, that's a lot of good stories out there, man, with magic and powers and all that stuff. I'm sorry.
Much better than in those TV shows.
Yeah, dude, a million times better. I mean, look, I'm only on. I know where you're at. It might be a little different, but I'm on book 3 of One Piece right now, and I mean, everything I've seen from there is a million times better than I've watched in any superpower show in quite some time. So
damn.
But I just thought that was funny. Again, I mean this completely in jest. I don't mean it in a bad way, but I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, come on, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
like, dude,
some people do live like that.
They do. But it's a shame, man. It's like all this great fictitious writing out there, and it's great stuff, man. I mean, I don't know what I would do without like the games we play and the stories we read, man. I have to escape. Life is trash, man. Life sucks sometimes, and I need these as an escape. I need these stories, man. It keeps you going sometimes,
No, I agree. No, I think that's why I say they're the core of our identity.
Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to bring that to your attention. We can get ready to get on out of here and prepare for episode 41, man. We got a good episode coming up the following week, so looking forward to that. So but anyway, Yana, do you got anything else you want to say to the people or to me or anything before we close out of episode 40?
Nothing much. I just want to again restate for everyone here that I really enjoyed coming on camera today. Man, I mean, you can't give me these awkward silences. It's got to be a back and forth. Then I look awkward.
You look awkward. You just said you look forward to coming on the camera, so you can.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be fun. Okay, that's my piece.
Okay, that's your piece. All right. Well, we'll make sure to come on the camera next show. Episode 41. We're talking about Persona 3.
Oh, we're coming hard.
Yeah, coming so harder. With episode 4. With episode 41 of Persona 3 Reload, right? Is that the name of it? Reload?
That's what it's called. Yeah, it's the dumbest title, but we have to live with it.
Yeah, we'll take it, man. Excited for that. And, as usual, thank you guys for checking us out for another episode of the Deadhead Podcast. Happy New Year. Can't wait to get 2024. We got officially started. Now we're going to keep this thing rolling. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. Again, be sure to follow us everywhere. Links to all of our socials in the bio of everything that you're watching this, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, so I almost said Facebook Marketplace, Facebook fan page, YouTube channel. I hope you're not seeing us on Facebook Marketplace because that means we're for sale and we don't sell our shit like that. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. And we will continue to come on the camera as much as we can for 2024. So hashtag come on the camera. There you go. That could be our hashtag.
I'm glad you embraced the meme.
All right, man. Well, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. And until next time, stay dead, my
Ciao.
friends.